Hey guys and girls, going to be watching another English commentary done by Rise from se2gg.com. Today we're going to be watching Stork versus Best, and they're going to be playing on Blue Storm. This is a PvP match, Protoss versus Protoss, and in the 7 o'clock position we have Best, and in the obviously 1 o'clock position we have Stork. So I'm going to talk about Stork for a second here. Stork is a very good player. He's probably the number 2 player in the world right now, right after Jadon. He has Best in Visu, so I'd say he's the number 1 Protoss in the world right now. And overall, just a very good player. With the exception of a couple games, I've really only seen him lose once or twice. I mean, he just has great, solid play, beautiful micro, and in PvP especially, I've watched him really clean up. He has superior tactics, it seems. I don't know if it's just based off of the scout. He gets a good idea of what the other player's going off of their build order or something like that, and then he just, I don't know, he just destroys him. So I'm kind of interested to see if Best can put up any fight here against Stork. I don't actually expect him to be able to, but I won't count him out either. So anyway, Blue Storm, known for its tight choke from the natural expansions, which forces you to have to walk around the long way unless you have Zealots, Lings, or Marines, or Fire Bats for that matter, I guess, to go through them. And even if you do, some simple defense setup over there will pretty much nullify that entrance altogether, because they have to come in one at a time, unless you have DTs, I suppose, or something of the like. So we'll be watching, I imagine we'll be watching some goon wars of some sort, where they'll be running around the outside a lot, which kind of slows things down. But for the scout, anyway, you get a very quick scout out from this, because you see that you can basically just run right through, straight across, very direct path for the probe. And basically these guys are going to be able to know what the other guy's going in no time flat. So Stork building a bunch of buildings here. I wish I could see what he was making. That looks like a pylon. His assimilator's down, so that must be a cybernetics core. Yep, clicking on it now, you see it is a cybernetics core. So he's probably going goons, and he might be at a bit of a disadvantage because Best has gone 2-gate. So 2-gate Zealots versus goons is a very tough matchup for Protoss to micro, unless you're a pro. So Stork may have no problem doing this, but a lot of times if you see in regular games of and actually he is going to get a Zealot out, probably to try to block off his choke. I don't actually know if he'll get there in time, because Best set his Zealot up a while ago at this point. And no, he is going to get there in time, so Stork going to be able to block that off. He's going to get a probe there to help get himself through. Best sending the probe around to get himself able to distract that Zealot, and even if he didn't distract the Zealot, he would have gotten in, because the probe and Zealot would have beaten the Zealot by itself. Obviously the probe attack is just going to add just a little bit more damage, and cybernetics core now going down for Best as well, so we're not going to see too much effect of that 2-gate versus the single gate of Stork. Although unless he gets a 2nd gate, he is not going to be able to produce as many men as Best, so he's going to have a little bit of a tough time unless he goes to some sort of Reaver tech or something along the lines of that. And Stork trying to get rid of this annoying scout that's in his base right now, and Best doing a pretty good job of seeing what is going on. So if Stork is trying to go tech, he's probably going to try to wait until he does get that scout. It looks like he did manage to get the scout killed, and 2 goons and the Zealot now going, and he is going to get a 2nd gateway. So okay, so he's not going to get tech straight away like I thought he might have. And both of them were in the same glasses, I think. Very cool. So now we see that Best is just going to pump his goons from his 2 gates, and he's going to have the home field advantage here. And so Stork really won't get much accomplished in this next minute or so. And you see that he's got 3 Zealots and 2 goons, which would be going facing off against just 2 goons for Stork. So Stork is not going to be able to do much right now. Best is in a bit of a lead. So I'm expecting Stork to get some some sort of tech to kind of even out this advantage that Best definitely has right now. Best is definitely ahead. Stork going for the quick expansion though, so I guess he is he's trying to get some economic gain going. And now 4 goons and 3 zealots versus 2 goons. Stork is definitely going to have to retreat as fast as possible. He tried to micro these goons a little bit. You see, by attacking the same one, you can generally win if the other person is attacking just at random. So that's goon micro for you right there. But way too many goons for Stork, so Stork is in a bit of trouble right now. I don't know how many goons he has back at his base, but looks like he's got 3 there, and he's going to be able to take a little bit of advantage of placement, and then he is going to even up the goon to goon battle, and wow, trying to micro against these zealots and 3 goons is going to be very tough, and really it's going to be take a lot of effort from Stork. And now Stork has 5 goons, so he is going to be able to handle that without a problem. And I don't see on the minimap, I don't see any reinforcements coming from Best, so it looks like Best is content to just do a little bit of a contain, or maybe not even a contain, just hang out in the middle. So Stork evened it up. He's probably ahead, if anything, right now because he has more goons than zealots. And Best has a lot more zealots than goons. No, sorry, he just has more zealots and a few less goons. So Stork trying to get in a scout, observatory and robotics facility down for Best. So Best is going to be able to get a free scout on what, well, not free, I guess he had to pay for it, but he's going to get a scout on what Stork is doing now. And it looks like Best is just going to position himself outside of his base, which he knows is the only direction that Stork can possibly come in to get to him. So he's going to have a nice little wall of goons and zealots there waiting for him if he decides to come. Robotics facility down for Stork now, and an observatory as well. So it looks like neither has decided to go Reaver quite yet, and both have their expansions up and running. Observatory out for Best first, and it looks like his expansion now is actually up running a little bit sooner than Stork. However, Stork going for a second expansion and going to try to continue to seal this economic gain that he was going for with that original expansion. But of course, I would expect, well, maybe not of course, but I would expect Best to see this. And he gets his own anyway. And one thing to note is he's getting a expansion with gas, so that's going to give him a bit of an advantage over the strictly mineral expansion that Stork just went for. I don't know how that'll play out yet. It may be insignificant, but it will make a difference in the long run if they go gas-heavy builds like Goons, Templars, or something like that. So we'll see what Stork's able to manage here. It looks like he may even be going for another expansion as he's sending a probe around the back. I am not sure if he's going to actually do that. It's just I'm not sure why he would send a probe there otherwise. So now getting his gas going for his second expansion. His first expansion. And 4 gateways up for Best, so Best is just going to start pumping goons, and I don't know if he's going to make any other units yet, but he'll be pumping them out. So now that third expansion up and running, obviously he sees that observer, and oof, not quite able to take it out, but maybe he'll try to do some observer hunting and get rid of it. It's only got, I can't see, but it looks like something like 1 or 2 hit points left on an observer, so 1 hit from a goon in any reasonable amount of time will take that out. And it looked like Stork had 4, maybe 5 gateways, I think 4, and now Stork is going to lose an observer of his own. So this is going to be an important part of the match right here, as we see a lot of goons coming from Stork heading over into Best's direction. Or not. What is he doing? He's going into his other expansion. He may be setting up for a flank or